calling all pockets.
Junhui 89 on the frame.
He makes a wonderful 89 break, Ding Junhui. He's up and running, but it's O'Sullivan who leads 3 frames to 1.
Well, I hope you're enjoying the afternoon, ladies and gents. Just a quick bit of housekeeping. We're doing the draw for the Masters live about 3 or 4 minutes before the end of this mid-session interval. So if you fancy being in here whilst we do the live draw, myself and John Parrott, then come back in from your mid-session break a minute or 2 earlier. Thank you. When you pull the last ball out, if you say, because you're, then I know the draw's about to come to an end.
Yeah, 1 to 8. So that's your 1.
There are definitely 8 in there, are there?
There are, yeah. Be careful. Tricky.
Oh, yeah.
There's a ridge in the middle of it and it's slightly annoying. But so yeah, just be conscious of that little ridge. It's a bit annoying.
How long we got, Neil?
I was saying to Steve,
So,
we're just doing
when you take it out and you show your
Okay,
ball,
2 minutes to go, ladies and gents. When we're reading out the numbers and names, if you can get involved with a few oohs and a few ahs, that would be appreciated. And I'll introduce Steve and JP to you, so a little tickle of applause would be appreciated. Lol, you need to let him know where to hold the ball. So we're nearly on, are we? Okay. Yeah, Steve, I won't ask you a question, but I'll get a question in with you, JP.
It's going to be a couple of minutes still, Rob.
Oh, right,
Okay.
you cued us early. Get out.
I'm glad Ding won the last one.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Looking a bit of a romp, wasn't it? You okay, buddy?
Neil, try to let me know when we've got a minute to go.
Yeah, we've got both of them.
Hey, pal. Won't be long, he'll soon be there.
I know. So don't forget, ladies and gents, you can play your part in the live draw going out on the BBC. Lots of oohs and ahs as the potential matches unfold.
Ooh. Ah.
It's a bit complicated. You're not going to actually explain the vagaries of the
Okay, buddy, here we go. Grab a bag.
So I drop them on the floor. going back tonight.
Thanks very much, Hazel. You know, it's hard to believe we're still fully immersed in this year's UK Championship final, and yet the loom of the Masters is ever so close. 5 weeks today, it all begins. Now, we've got plenty of crowd back in early, and we've got Steve Dawson, chairman of WST, and John Parrott, 3 times a Masters finalist, here to assist with the draw. Tickle of applause, please, ladies and gents. JP, the Masters has just grown from strength to strength. You know, it took a little while when we first went back to Ali Pali from Wembley, but boy, oh boy, it's just like lighting the touch paper there now, isn't it?
It's an incredible venue. Was 1,200 people back. It's up to 2,000 now. It's definitely a bucket list event to go to. If you've not been, you really should get a ticket and go. I think there's some still available. They won't be lasting long, that's for sure, because everybody in the area knows what it's like, and the venue is just wonderful. It's like a horseshoe shape round the table, and some of the final frame deciders last year, well, they were getting standing ovations coming into the arena. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it has absolutely risen to another level. If you haven't been, come and join us. Right then, chaps. You have the 2 bags of balls. Remember, as Hazel has explained, we have the 1 either-or because we don't yet know the outcome of this afternoon and this evening's match. Steve, first ball, please.
The first ball is number 8.
Number 8. So it will be Mark Williams or Ding Junhui, depending upon what happens today.
And he will play number 11.
We'll play Ali Carter. Famous run to the Masters final in 2020, yes, and the reigning German Masters champion. Next one, Steve.
Number 5.
Mark Selby, 3 times a Masters champion. He's won at Wembley and Ali Pali. And he will play, John.
Number 14.
We'll play Robert Milkins, Welsh Open champion, back for his 3rd Masters campaign, but his first for 8 years.
Number 1.
Number 1, Judd Trump, the defending champion. What a title. Said it meant more to him than winning the Worlds in 19.
And he will play number 9.
He'll play Kyron Wilson, runner-up in 2018. What a first-round match that is. That's savage.
Number 4.
Number 4, Mark Allen, champion in 2018 and reigning champion of champions as well. He loves the invitational events.
Play number 10, Rob.
Oh, we'll play John Higgins. How about that? Twice a Masters champion. That's good enough to be the final, and they meet in the first round. That's why the Masters is so good.
Number 3.
Number 3, Ronnie O'Sullivan, the 7-time Masters champion. The first of those crowns coming in 95. And the Rocket will play, John?
Number 12.
Will play Ding Junhui or Mark Williams, depending upon what happens in the rest of this match.
Number 6.
Number 6, Neil Robertson, twice a Masters champion, those crowns in 12 and 22.
We'll play number 15.
He'll play Barry Hawkins, the reigning European Masters champion and multiple Masters finalist.
Okay.
Oh.
Just a couple more. Cannot believe some of these matchups.
Number 7.
Number 7, Sean Murphy completed the Triple Crown with his Masters win in 2015. And the Magician will play, John?
Number 13.
He will play Zhang Anda, making his debut in the Masters after scorching up into the world's top 16, winning that international championship.
Finally.
Last but by no means least,
Number 2.
Luca Bracel, the reigning world champion. And the Belgian Bullet will play, John?
Number 16.
Will play Jack Lisowski, semi-finalist in this year's Masters. Thanks for your assistance, gents. Hazel, we have some absolutely blockbuster matches to come in January. 5 weeks today. Don't they dare miss it.
Thank you. The 5th frame. Junhui to break.
Yeah, good afternoon, Hazel. Good afternoon, everybody. And fantastic opening session. Could have been any score, really, but he dinged 1 or 2 surprising misses, but he's been punished severely. Ronnie looks in excellent form. This is what it's all about for him, Sean, isn't it? The final days.
Absolutely. What a career this man's had. Looking for a record extending 8th title. Today, he's well on his way. From my perspective, from what I saw in the first 4 frames, I think the score should be the other way around. Ding should have definitely won the 2nd and 3rd frames. 2 elementary misses from that man on your screen. I've seen the score 3-1. Excellent long pot, slightly under hit from O'Sullivan. He was looking to be on the black, into the same pocket. As we see the replay here, struck that beautifully.
Ronnie O'Sullivan won.
Very good steely determination about him this week, I think, Ding Junhui. Right from the opening match with Mark Allen, where he was certainly under the weather, but the clearances he made at the end of the frames to beat Mark were incredible. And of course he was behind Sir Mark Williams, 2 brilliant final frames. And even yesterday in the match that needed, well, one of the players to grab it with Judd Trump, it was him who stepped up to the plate, so he's certainly been putting the effort in.
Mistake there from O'Sullivan, colliding into the green. He was trying to get the cue ball between yellow and green, but he's left this long red for Ding Junhui, and he can stun through for the black into the same pocket.
Yeah, all about cueing this nice and smoothly, isn't it? There's been the odd sort of glitch in Ding's cue action, but he seems to put an extra sort of stroke in, so.
What?
It didn't happen there, which was great. So his cue action has changed slightly, but that was beautifully delivered. There was no extra pause there.
Eight.
Black spot tied up, so being respotted on the highest available spot, which was the brown.
9.
That tells us that the pink spot's obviously not available as well, so when Ding pots this, unless he moves those reds from the spot, it'll go on the green spot. And you'd think the chances of scoring a few from there would be slim.
Yeah, as you can see, there's a plant on. It's virtually guaranteed, but as Sean said, it's difficult to score here with a going up and down.
16.
Yep, pot the black and get it back down the table. Get it on the pink spot. That'll be a massive help. So one really good shot away from having a chance here. This certainly wasn't easy when he came to the table. Oh, Can't miss those, Ding.
Ding Junhui 16.
Has been the nature of the opening session, has to be said. Just the odd miss.
Yeah, his unforced error count at 3, and they've been 3 absolute sitters. The first 2 cost him 2 frames.
What?
What's that one going to cost him?
Yeah, nothing worse when you do it as well. It's, you know, you've done most of the hard work, you've tidied the table up, and you've missed that. Black's going to go on the pink spot, and you give your opponent a very good chance. They hurt.
Eight. No.
Yeah, it's not finished ideal. Couldn't play a little cannon at the top of the table there, so there was a chance he could come up short on this blue. Yeah. Certainly won't be happy with that. So this time, Ding's miss doesn't
Ronnie
cost him.
Sullivan 14.
It's a very good safety from Ronnie. Well, can he sneak through? Might cut this. And it did. It was nearly a guide. Shots are nothing available here, though.
One. Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
Yeah, nicely played. It was simple enough, the escape, but you've still got to get them right. Trying to trap Ding behind the pink there. Just didn't quite catch it thin enough, and possibility of cutting the red closest to the right-hand corner into the left-hand corner.
Might be tempted. It's skinny, but you can cut this in. It's one of those that you better make sure you get it, because you're clipping it so thin, it hits the jaws, it generally stays there. Great pot.
One.
Yeah, this was excellently played, and if the pink passes the green into the yellow pocket, that's a bonus. Long pot success throughout the tournament has been excellent. 40 out of 55 that he's gone for, and he's 8 out of 9 today. Generally, that's a big clue with Ronnie's game. When his long games on song, he's very, very dangerous because we know what he's like in the balls.
8.
A bit of working out to be done here, of course.
50.
No problem getting on the black, but all the reds are quite awkward as they stand.
60.
So, as ever, always interesting to watch how he goes about it. Yep, and he's on.
23.
Nothing. Cannon hasn't worked out at all. So he's had 2 decent visits to the table, but they've not worked out.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 23.
There's a poor shot from Ding. Always a possibility you were cannoning into the other red, and the only place it was going to go was over this corner, so didn't think that one out very well.
1.
But once again, he may not be getting punished.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Playing him behind the green here. Always knew he was going to be moving other reds as well. One's gone towards the corner pocket. That cue ball's near the yellow. Good weight. But he's left a similar clip in red as Ronnie potted before, but he's not interested in it. And if he avoids the green, this is a good line. Great shot.
That's a shot he's particularly proficient at. He looks to play the long direct shot with a bit of run inside, tips the edge. Trying to get in behind that green. I have to say that that's, well, it's a big target in the corner now to get in behind, and one player gets in there, it's going to be a massive advantage because the reds are now in potable position, so could provide dividends. He's trying, not quite enough on the cue ball.
When Ding played a shot like this, cross double in the red, cue ball back to balk, he knocked a red onto a red and over the corner pocket. Doesn't want a repeat of that.
Yeah, this one might even be slightly trickier because it'll have double kiss for it all over it. So looking like he's playing the pot, is he? What a shot that is! That is absolutely phenomenal. Shot of the match so far.
Yellow ball, thank you. Junhui
well, when Ronnie played his safety shot, I bet he can't believe he's coming back to the table in this position. This is a wonderful pot. Felt he had no alternative, but some pot to knock it in.
Foul and a miss. Junhui 4.
Well, this is very missable down the cushion. So having the cue ball replaced. Oh no, he's having it cleaned. Sorry.
I'm going to say, would you put him back in here, or would you fancy this shot? Tricky situation, isn't it?
Yeah, personally, I'd have it replaced because I just think these are awkward little cutbacks into what we call a blind pocket. Very missable, this red. Oh, but he's played that so well. Fully committed as well. Look at the pace he played it. There was no thought of missing it.
A couple of lovely shots there. I say no hesitation from Ding. He was always taking that red, knocked it in. Nice little cannon off the black, so his turn to return the favour, you would think. Ronnie nicked a couple of frames early on. Can Ding do the same to him?
Interested to see what colour Ding plays for off the last red. Needs to avoid it as he pots the black here, but wouldn't be a terrible idea to play up for the pink maybe off this red, but he hasn't gone far enough for that. Would have just made getting to the yellow that little bit easier.
60.
Yeah, and where the green is handy, so you want to leave the green there, so if you do get on the yellow, you've only got to drop it in and the green's available.
$17.
So it better be a good shot. Can he miss the pink? No. I'm not too sure about the way he went about that shot. I don't think I could have been playing the cannon on the black there.
24.
And that red. Strange choice.
Junhui 24. Yeah, sure.
And he won't be in love with that one either. There's some great stuff at the moment from both players and some unbelievable pots. The long red from Ding was incredible, but there's a couple of howlers as well.
Doesn't have the snooker, and Ding can play 2 shots in one here. Try and pop this yellow in the right-hand corner pocket. If he doesn't get it, try and get that cue ball up behind the pink. Chance here for Ronnie to get the cue ball close to, if not behind, the green. The black will stop the yellow where it is. That cue ball coming round the angles. Does he flick the pink and go behind the green? Or does he go in off?
Foul.
That's a little unfortunate, you'd have to say. No real damage done.
Well, he showed an unbelievable piece of cueing earlier in this frame with that long red. This will probably be better. Slightly hampered by the green. Just off straight. And the best part of 11 feet. And he's digging down. This will be a piece of cueing. That was very high tariff.
Well, this frame could have gone either way so far. Both players have had chances. And this next shot's going to decide this frame's fate, I would suggest. If you can get on the brown from the green. The rest of them are waiting, but it's not easy, this shot, at all.
5.
Oh, beautifully played. And the great news for Ronnie is, of course, these middle pockets have been pretty tight all week. The fact that blue is so close to the brown, doesn't have to put any weight in the brown. And the blue will be sitting there for him.
9. $40.
How's the pace? Is it enough? Pretty good. So this is a very big ball in the context of this final. Pink for a 4-1 lead.
20.
And it goes. He's happy with that one. Had 2 or 3 chances in it. Both players did, but it's Ronnie O'Sullivan who takes it, and he leads by 4 frames to 1.
Thank you. The 6th frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Good judgment of pace from O'Sullivan on the break-off, but this red's been left a lot during this week. This will be some shot to drop this in for the black. Wonderful shot. Especially with what's gone on so far.
And 4-1 down. Absolutely beautiful piece of cueing.
Eight.
Now,
Junhui 8.
that wasn't the right shot. That was the shot of a desperate man. Really trying to claw something into the match, get himself involved, but I'm afraid that was just the wrong shot. Should have been a safety shot there, and he's gifted this opportunity to O'Sullivan.
1.
Yeah, the trouble with that shot, of course,
6.
is a double whammy. You know you shouldn't have played it, and your opponent thinks you're getting desperate. Ronnie will see that as a sign of weakness.
7.
Wow, that is so unlucky. Just screwed into the pack like that.
40.
Moved nearly all the reds. In fact, I don't think referee Rob Spencer saw the red drop in.
Okay, yeah.
That was so unlucky. But I suppose on the other hand, a little fortunate not to have left Ding with a ball to go at.
Yeah, far too thick there on the contact. Not like Ronnie to be catching it that thick, getting anywhere near the blue.
Lucky again to not leave the red over the corner pocket. Was trying to pot it and leave the cue ball way short of the baulk line. So to finish there was a slice of good fortune.
Well, you'll be hoping that red's run down the table far enough so he can clip the one in the corner, and it has. So this is a chance for Ding Junhui.
1.
One good positional shot away from a very good chance.
Well, a good couple of feet away from his intended position.
6.
On this red above and to the right of the black to this left-hand corner pocket. Very, very missable now, this shot. Should have been much easier.
Ding Junhui 6.
Just not at the races today, John?
Not at the moment. It's just, you know, the last shot there, there was just nothing on the cue ball, wasn't it? When it came off the cushion, I was expecting it to fizz down the table, but didn't seem to be anything on it.
One.
Yeah, 1 or 2 worrying signs. He's been very competitive all week. Really gritty, but there's a couple of things happening in this frame. It's not looking good.
Well, the spin he was able to generate off that shot was incredible.
4.
Cue ball seemed to increase in speed after it hit the cushion.
Yeah, it was played
5.
with great fluency, wasn't it? Extra zip. It wasn't the worst cannon. A little bridge over and decent chance.
Just caught that red full in the face, and that's what stopped the cue ball in its tracks. Now
12.
he can still pot this red, but
Yeah,
it's
sure.
extremely difficult.
Yeah, because there's 2 reds behind that cue ball. It makes it trickier. Absolutely nothing you can do with the white on these. You've just got to plain ball
Yeah,
it.
sure. Yeah.
Hard enough as it is. So trying the extended spider. This is far from easy.
Oh, that's well then.
Yeah, that extended spider that's just been put away is actually probably a bit too high. Using the rest on top of the spider gives you the same effect, but slightly lower. So you can actually see over the cue. Ronnie just trying to get the tip in the right place.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Nah.
Foul.
And he owned up there to a foul. Just caught the red
Ronnie
whilst he was
O'Sullivan, 12.
keeping an eye on what he was
4.
doing with the object ball. Just glanced the red. Very easy to do, particularly using multiple pieces of equipment. Oh, he hardly touched it there, but he would have felt that. Rocked it. So take 2 then. These are horrible pieces of equipment to use.
Yeah, it's that second red that's causing all the trouble. It's generally not that bad if there's only 1 ball there, but the other one, because you're so far distance away from the cue ball, it's making it much more difficult. Well done. It was possible.
Yeah, nice to see O'Sullivan
1.
tapping his knee in the background there to appreciate that. That was very difficult, has to be said. Very, very awkward cueing.
Well, you can't ask for any more, Ding. As I say, he took a shot, I quite agree with you, he was a bit desperate to start the frame. And
8.
one of the other visits wasn't convincing either, so he's been put in amongst the balls after that excellent shot with the extended spider. Can't argue with this chance. Got to score.
Nine. $60. $70. $24.
He wouldn't mind having that one again. He's finished very low on this red, taking the cue ball away.
25.
Just right side of the blue now, so shouldn't be too much of a trouble to get back down for reds.
$30. $31.
So this black will put Ding 44 points ahead. Just 51 remaining. And he's looking for this red to leave O'Sullivan needing snookers.
38. 39.
Yeah, well taken. And boy, did he need these. Well, he was certainly rocking a little bit at the start of this frame. This will help the
46.
cause.
Ding Junhui 46.
Well, O'Sullivan considered it, but in the end he gives the nod of concession. Ding really needed that frame. Very, very important win of that frame to stem the tide. And he cuts the lead to just 2. Ronnie O'Sullivan leads 4 frames to 2.
Thank you. The 7th frame. Ding Junhui to break.
Yeah, Sting will be feeling a heck of a lot better taking that frame. As for Ronnie, he'll probably be ruining the fact that he finished so awkward and splitting the pack up, leaving that shot he ultimately fouled. But there you go, it's all gone now.
Well, what a shot that is he's picked out. This is incredible. Not just the pot, but to get the cue ball underneath the second red so he didn't leave it should he miss it. That was fabulous. Sometimes feel like some shots are worth more than one.
Ding Junhui 1.
That's been the tail of the tape so far. Been quite dramatic already this match in just the 6 frames we've had. The only thing we haven't had yet is a century break. Oh, another fantastic pot from Ding Junhui. And this time he's on the colour.
You can definitely say his long game has shot up the scale. Some of the long balls he's potted here. And what a split. The only thing is, you may need scaffolding for this one.
40.
It's funny, isn't it? You wouldn't see the extended spider used from one tournament to the next. We've seen it 3 times in 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah, the multitude of reds to go over, but it was a lot
9.
easier shot than the last one he potted in the last frame. But as I say, all week he's had this determination that when things have started to go wrong, he's kicked in and he's found a bit.
16.
He's doing it again here. Made something happen in this frame, that's for sure.
17.
Just over 15 minutes on average per frame, which is fairly good. As your current match time, they've been playing for just over an hour and a half. And that's a good pace of play.
25.
Yeah, it was never going to be a messy match, this, was it? The two players had too much quality and like to get on with it. Really important visit, this, you feel.
32. Thank you. 33.
And it's hard to believe, isn't it, when you watch Ding in full flow as he has been this week, that He's somehow slipped out of the world's elite top 16. Had to come through qualifiers just to be here this week.
40.
Started in the last 80, beating Daniel Wells 6-4, before beating Robbie Williams 6-3 to get here. And then had the draw to play the defending champion Mark Allen.
41.
And once he got through that match, played some fantastic stuff to find himself in today's final.
$48.
That little cluster of reds as well is not the world's worst.
49.
I was thinking it would be lovely to go into those off the pink, maybe straight down the middle. The split of them would open them up, but he's played this way. And the top one may pot anyway.
Go on, take me right. 56.
Needs another 11 points with these two loose reds.
57.
And Ronnie O'Sullivan will need snookers by the time Ding gets to those 5 that are in that cluster. Does it reach? Does it reach? Goodness me, his heart will have been in his mouth there. That looked for all the world as if it was short.
62.
On its last turn.
$63. $69.
Didn't really get a split right down the middle. Tricky little cutback this. In she goes. Great shot. You were saying Sean hasn't had a century yet. Here's one coming up.
77.
Taking these superbly well.
78.
And all very much self-made. Go on, Ding, prove me wrong. Yeah, keep going. Deserves to make a century here. It's been a fabulous break, this.
80.
Whatever
80.
happens in the last frame, if it had lost this, and you think 6-2 down to Ronnie going into the final session wouldn't have been very pretty. And even if he doesn't win the last frame, 5-3 down certainly isn't the end of the world. So there's a huge frame
86.
for him to win.
87. $94. 95.
Well played, Ding Junhui. Excellent contribution.
102. 105.
105.
109. $114. Ding Junhui, 114.
But vintage Ding, what a break that was. Certainly made it happen himself right at the start of it, very positive. And that was a wonderful century. First of the final, and he trails by 4 frames to 3. Remarkable career from Ding Junhui, and a remarkable frame of snooker he's just played. Very impressive. You know, players, Sean, they can sense, can't they, when there's a danger in a match, and it was looking like it was going to run away there, but he really made something happen in that frame.
Yeah, the mistakes that were made, certainly in the first 4 frames from Ding Junhui, would have really hurt him at the interval. Should have been 3-1 up, in my opinion. And so at 4-1, it looked like it was getting a bit forlorn, but he's got himself right back into this match, and you'd have to say if he somehow managed to leave this building for the interval at 4 frames apiece, what a result that would be. Very similar long red to the couple he knocked in the previous frame. Very, very close, was playing for the black. Don't think he's left anything for O'Sullivan to have a go at. It's been 60 centuries in this tournament this week. It really has been a fabulous barrage of scoring from the players. Massive frame now in the context of the match. 4 each will taste a lot sweeter than 5-3.
Yeah, and it just shows you, doesn't this game, no fear of reputations, doesn't care how good you are. And the time Ronnie O'Sullivan played that screw cannon into the pack and landed awkward on that red, he hasn't really had a look at a ball since. Ding was brilliant last frame. It's just amazing how the game can get away from you sometimes with doing absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah, and having not really featured in the last couple of frames, this is a massive shot. Very, very difficult off the cushion. Playing for the black. Yeah, that was very, very difficult anyway. Now, did that kiss spoil things for Ding Junhui? Can he get through to either red?
Yeah, I think he can certainly have the one that's over the middle. Bridging will be slightly different and difficult, but just make sure you don't touch anything.
One.
First chance for Ding. And there's at least, well, 4 reds, maybe 5 available.
He'd love to be able to pop this red. Get on the black
6.
and do so in a way that he can just nudge that red that's above the black out of the way, if it's not potable.
7.
Doesn't have that angle this time, so maybe he thinks that red above the black will pot once the black's respotted. Well, does this red go past the black into the other corner? Well, there you see, clearly it does, so
40.
perfectly in position now.
$50.
Yeah, and the red that's on the right-hand side, the pack loose, little cannon into that one will leave the red closest to it in the opposite pocket, so nice little cannon here. Well, played the screw back for the loose one first, but it's still an option for the next shot. A little flick on that will just leave you on the bottom
22. 23.
Well, he's quite gone far enough, but yeah, he's perfect. And now, because he's a little bit low, he should move a few more reds about. It's all about getting position here, though.
30.
Plays this with power and make sure you land on a colour.
31.
I'm not there.
Well, this cue ball almost stops there, and then the spin gets hold of it and pushes it through those reds. He can still pot this black, but very risky, very missable.
And there's some pressure on this, and he knows it. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
38. Thank you. 39.
Excellent display of courage from Ding Junhui here. Dragged himself up from the floor at 4-1 behind. And it looks for all the world, barring something silly, that he is going to come out of this session 4 frames apiece with Ronnie O'Sullivan. That didn't look likely an hour ago.
$47.
212 points without reply now. There's evidence of the turnaround in play.
$54. 55.
Yeah, just coming into the danger zone here, where you're just not too many points away from taking the frame. You've got to try and keep that cue ball right under control till you get 75 points or over. Nothing worse when you do all the work and you make a ricket near this part of the frame and your opponent comes in and clears up, which has happened quite a bit already today, Sean.
Yeah, happened in frame 2 with that missed pink to the right hand middle pocket. Absolute sitter playing the cannon, and it cost him that frame. Next frame he missed a black off the spot, cost him. just needs to give every shot now maximum concentration.
Thanks, Ding. 63.
So this black will put him 70 points ahead, 75 still remaining, so needs one more red after this black, and Ronnie O'Sullivan will lead snookers.
Well, the only way he can't be on one is if he rests on the red.
70.
And guess what?
Touching ball.
He's rested on it. It was a funny choice, wasn't it? You could either play a sort of short and guarantee yourself a pot, or go in a bit firmer and move it. And where he's finished is absolutely horrible.
Yeah, you could easily say that's unlucky. It's not unlucky. That is a really poor shot at a really important stage of this match. You cannot put the cue ball there. What a mistake.
Thanks, Ding.
Taking the opportunity, using the touching ball to try and put the black in a complicated position as O'Sullivan comes back to the table, but he shouldn't have been at the table. This frame should have been over. Don't think that's what Ronnie played. I think he was trying a double to screw back for the black, but he's not left anything simple here for Ding. But this red would seal the frame. Now where's this red going to finish? That wasn't his best piece of cueing by a long way. Got the double kiss on the cue ball.
Yeah, it's the first one of those long pots, and certainly in the last session here, that he's overhit. That's not going to go in the pocket. He's covered it with the pink. Is it a big hole?
Well, it's incredibly lucky to cover that red behind the pink, having left it dripping over the pocket.
Do you think that's a big hole? Think maybe you can play one of the reds up into the corner and off it?
I'm not sure. I think it's very thin, the one that's to the left of the 5. I'm not sure if the second red in, he can hit enough of it. He's looking at it.
Can you turn that off, please?
You'd think anywhere up the left-hand side of the table just before that red. Don't think that's the right angle. Needs cover.
All right.
Needs cover.
Yeah, played it in quite a clever way, didn't he? There's definitely a chance. He just made sure he got a good cue ball, which he certainly did. Well, I'll be flabbergasted if that's not the end of the frame.
One.
And he lost position when he was 70 points, sticking on that red. But you have to say, aside from that, what a wonderful response this has been from Ding Junhui.
Yeah.
And Ronnie's laughing at him and shakes his hand and says, "That's enough. I'll see you later on, pal." What a great performance from Ding Junhui. 4-1 now. It's 4 each. Plenty to play for tonight, everybody.